Okay, we're here. Hi. Thanks, guys, for waiting. I'm so excited. I have a lot to discuss with everyone today. It's been a crazy week in propaganda, and I think that it's time to be a little nice, but at the same time, we have to tell the truth. Okay. All right. I'm Layla. And if this is your first time, this is Propaganda Fluent. And this is This Week in Propaganda, where I discuss politics, social engineering, and I guess the mind control techniques and strategies, which, I mean, honestly, honestly, who doesn't want to know more? So I actually had a really good pre-game on my Instagram where I went a little bit off discussing some of the instances that were happening in terms of propaganda this week and the GOP debates. And I I got a lot of good questions. I got a lot of good questions. So I want to integrate those into here to just sort of consolidate all of these topics because honestly, it's just too much. It's just too much. It's too much. I hope you guys are having a great week. I like to do this show on Thursdays because sometimes my Fridays are kind of iffy and I want to make sure this could be as consistent as possible. So I think Thursday is a good day to just recap everything. And then, I want to also start Motivational Monday because I think that's a good time to once we have the weekend to reflect on all the BS, we can come back on Monday and just sort of regroup. But anyway, so there's a lot of topics to discuss. Your threads pregame was rad, or my it was Instagram. It was Instagram. So let's see. I was gonna stream on Twitch and Rumble and Odyssey, but unfortunately I didn't get it all running and moving together, but it's okay. We're gonna get it all together. The tech stuff is not my favorite thing. But where did my cell phone go? Okay. So we've got a lot to cover today. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the GOP debates, the king of the debates, the king, y'all's king, I would say, Vivek. I don't know if you saw, I did a video on him where I was just breaking down his Tucker interview, and I was not super impressed. I was trying to be nice, but you know what? I've learned I'm not just going to be nice. I'm going to say it like it is. And then, you can take it or leave it, honestly, because this is propaganda and we need to be serious. We can't play these little kitty games anymore. I hope my mic sounds good. I hope my volume sounds good. Let me know if it's okay. I think it sounds good. I think it's all right. Oh, man. So, let's get into it. Okay. Let me see. Where are my books? I usually always have to have my books. Okay, there they are. Okay. So, the first topic I want to get into is not really. Yeah, I have to speak like a human. And honestly, a lot of the people who are going to get offended by me being blunt about propaganda and social engineering and the actual techniques that go into it, they're not going to like me anyway. Because if you want somebody who's just going to talk nice, who's going to tell you, no, everything's going to be okay, and we'll just float around. Thanks for the audio check. Then that's not me. I want to help society mature and understand how to handle propaganda, how to inoculate, how to make themselves immune to the propaganda because we have to, because we might have figured it out this time, but what about next time? We have to make sure we're immune. And also, we have to understand propaganda so we can explain it to other people. So we don't just sound like crazy people just ranting about, oh, these agendas, and how it's how do you propagandize the message that we want, a freedom and truth and all of these things and freedom and not going through the dark agendas? How do you propagate that to people if you don't know how propaganda works? There's good and there's bad propaganda. And essentially propaganda is to propagate a message. So the thing about it is that propaganda actually understands how to use human psychology and how to use people's brain and their biases and how their brains actually function in the sense of how people perceive and analyze information. And they know how to get around that. They know how to hack that, essentially. Propaganda knows how to hack your processing mechanisms, essentially, to hack it and gain control. It's like a hacking system. Hey guys, thanks for being in the chat. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I was just talking about the pregame we had on Instagram, so I'm excited for this one. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps. I'm very new to YouTube, so all the support is very appreciated. I see each and every one of you. I am not like some huge mega platform streamer who's like, just tapping away. This is my little channel baby. So, I want to make it as informative and helpful to you. So all of your support is very helpful and all of your feedback is very helpful. And I do not mind the harsh criticism. I do not mind that at all, because I definitely want to deliver the best information to you so that you can go out in the world and not feel like you're susceptible to all of this nonsense. So overall, oh, here we go. Got a few comments. Propaganda manipulates not someone's best interests. However, psychology helps people gain things in their own best interests. Yeah, it is very manipulative at the core. It's very manipulative at the core. And that's the thing. It's so manipulative that people don't even realize it's happening to them. All of the preconceived notions we have about our agency and about our discernment is usually compromised when it comes to propaganda, unfortunately. It's not a good thing. And honestly, the smartest people fall for propaganda. You're not stupid if you fall for propaganda. Like, let's just be clear about that. Literally, the smartest people fall for propaganda. Okay, so so we've got a few topics today. I wanted to get into some news articles. Obviously, we need to talk about the GOP debates. I need to talk about y'all's king, Mr. Vivek. I know he's your king. I know he's your light and your savior. He's your warm blanket. He's your future baby daddy. I'm sorry. He wants a family with you. He does. He does. Yes, he does. Yes, he has all those other baby mamas, but you know what? Yes, he lied to all of them, but he's not lying to you. More on that in a second, because I just found some really, really crazy clips of Vivek. And I have to say, he's a master. He's a master speaker, just like Obama. And I love to see that the thing is trending that Vivek is the Republican Obama. I love to see him trending. He's the soft POC. He's the safe guy. Thanks. It is getting a little out of control. It is. But yeah, I'm not going to be so filtered anymore. I want to be unapologetic. I want to be telling it like it is, because this is me, and this is, I think, how we can all learn and have a little fun at learning. So we're going to get into that. But the first thing I want to talk about is just overall all of this craziness that's happening in society. And it's not very funny. It's not very cute. It's not a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing. But we see it all the time. We see it all the time. We see it constantly perpetuating itself, that these agendas are not just local, but global. It's not just, in California, they're doing one thing, or, in Germany, they're doing another thing. It is a global conspiracy. It is a global agenda. We are working toward some very clear objective that I don't think everyone is that's been fully articulated, and I don't think everyone is fully aware of what it is. And so it's up to us to understand through analyzing and understanding propaganda, to be able to analyze and articulate it and make sure we don't trip up and go down a path that will lead to that conclusion that we don't want. So the first story I wanted to show you was this very, very interesting, very disturbing story that I saw on Fox News where, oops, let me get my camera. My camera just hit up. Okay. Where apparently there is a daycare in Germany that what? I feel like I should be closing this out. I feel like I should be censoring this. But yeah, we're just going to talk about it. The objective they're working toward is the future from Demolition Man. I know, I totally agree. But yeah, German daycare promotes actual exploration rooms where children can engage in certain games. I was just like, I saw this and I was just like, oh my God. How is this being pushed? This is the power of manipulation. They can literally push this stuff and sell it and make it seem fun and nice and cool and like, oh, it's a good thing. It's to help kids explore. Now, keep this in mind that if propagandists can push something as warped and weird as this and, the Orson, like not having the forced birth. I don't know. I need a better code word for the Orson situation. But the unaliving the children. If they can push these narratives, what makes you think that somebody can't come in and say nice things to you and manipulate you to go down the wrong globalist path? Like, you have to be honest. So, and this is also something happening in California. A California school is fined for refusing a certain curriculum, the Temecula Valley School. And this is a big deal happening in California where they were going to fine them $1 million. They didn't want to discuss certain LGBTQ topics, and the governor stepped in. So the school board in California said they weren't going to include this in their curriculum. And then the governor decided, no, you have to. I'm going to force you or fine you. So we're in this lovely dystopia already out here in California. And this is a total coincidence, you guys. Totally coincidence. Not interrelated, not connected at all. No. It's not connected, obviously. I'm being sarcastic. But it's obviously, you can see it's not connected, So in several daycare centers in Germany are reported considering to have already implemented exploration rooms for kids where they can engage in certain actual games to discover what they find pleasurable. Yeah, not bad at all. According to several reports, 2 nurseries in the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia have discussed plans to promote safe space where young children can explore touching themselves. Wow. I never thought in my life, you guys, I would say this. I never thought this would be something I had to consider. Did you have the hindsight? Did you think this was, I didn't think, but you can never underestimate the left now, can you? When asked for comment by the German newspaper Die Welt, the North Rhine Children's Ministry, headed by Green Josephine Paul, said the actual behavior of children could not be prevented and said they had no intention of contacting the daycare centers. Okay. Die Welt reported that one daycare in Kirpen offers children the freedom to try out sexual activity. The daycare also said the actual self-pleasure on its property is of great importance, insisting that it's normal. Wow. Freedom is not normal. Having you know, having will to resist tyranny is not normal, but this is normal. This is normal. Oh, yeah. California is a perfect example of an up and coming neo-feudal state. Woo! That should be my first. I feel like that should be my first t-shirt. Other than I really want to do one called Propaganda Minister. But the other one I feel like should be California neo-feudal state. Neo-feudalism is in, or something like that. I'd have to think about it. Oh my god. Camps, they love their kids' education. Camps don't. Don't the poor kids. I know. Do the Germans not have germs anymore in their school? Probably not. Probably not. Germany is, not racist. Like, we all know the meaning of diversity. That means no white people. You got that? All the code. California making feudalism cool again. Yes. I love it. I love it for us in Cali. I love it. It's so fun. Oh. Okay. So, this is crazy. Oh my god. Another daycare in doctor's games. Oh, this is what really I was like super triggered by it. Like this one, I was very, very triggered. I was extremely triggered. Website Remix noted that another daycare in Germany found in the town of Rheinberg facilitates doctor games, where children are urged to pursue other students' bodies. Where children are urged to pursue other students' bodies. The nursery allegedly encouraged kids to choose a specific student whose body they wish to explore carefully, but warned them no objects are to be introduced into the orifices until you're 4. Come on, until 4. No, I'm sorry, 7. Until 7. I can't. Layla dishing out the Valley accent always makes my day. Yes. Yeah, we're out here. We're doing it. Like, what's the problem? What's the problem? Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, Alexander. They used to have a name for that. It's called a brothel. They're gonna need therapy, poor kids. They're growing up in Germany. They're gonna need therapy. This story, this is their Germany. You question people in the past if maybe they had some foresight and saw this coming. I'm just saying. Their solutions weren't good. But I feel like they kind of saw this coming at some level. Like, jeez. And then the Benders sort of, took over. But, Ooh. Oh my god, I can't. Okay, last comment. Okay. Fisher Price, my first flashlight. I shouldn't be laughing at this. This is children's trauma. Oh, we are on a downward spiral. We are on a downward spiral. Okay, so that's great. Yeah, get up and body explorations. Yeah, they're just keep going. They just keep going. Oh, there was some concern, but they said whatever. The email sent to parents showed 10 rules detailing how children in the rooms would be encouraged to pet and examine themselves and other young students. Wow. Other children, all children, especially preschoolers, are aware of the places in the facility where nudity and body exploration can take place. Each child decides for themselves whether and with whom they want to play physical and actual games. You guys, I am glad I'm not holding back anymore, because with this evil, demented stuff out here, and I'm being obviously very self-censoring, I don't know. No more nice, Layla. We need to hurry up. the training has to be yesterday. We need to be able to effectively counter, like give a counter narrative as to why this potentially would be wrong for young children to do. Just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And we know that in Germany, they're not free to just do whatever they want. I think they're going to be outlawing homeschooling as well. I saw an article for that. I didn't research it, but actually, let's research that in a second. Before we finish this, but essentially, someone said, my daughter is 5 years old. I don't want boys groping her. I have another child in another daycare center, whereas there is no such thing as an exploration room, one father told. How are they doing this? Following intense public backlash, a spokesperson for the Ministry of Education in the Lower Saxony state capital said the education concept in this form endangers the well-being of child. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Can't believe they said that. Can't believe somebody noticed. Somebody noticed. And this is a nursery, y'all. This is a nursery. Are they advertising this openly? Do German parents know about this, or did they only find out about it after they put their kids in the daycare? I think what happened was they opened the rooms, and then they sent home like explanations of what was happening. Like above it says here, all children, especially preschoolers, are aware of the places. Each child decides. Girls and boys get to examine each other. And this is the guidance. The email, so basically it was an email sent to parents, showed the 10 rules. So I think they opened it and let them know. Yeah, awesome. But let's see, the homeschooling for, let's see if it's banned. Oh, whoa, okay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so homeschooling has been illegal in Germany since 1919. The European Court of Human Rights recently ruled against a family that was attempting to homeschool their children in Germany. So it's, oh, great. Great. Awesome. Isn't this fun? I love not having rights. That's like the perfect thing. Whoo, yep. So you can't. Parents cannot keep their child at home and educate them. All children must attend a public or private school in Germany. Germany made it illegal to homeschool children way back in 1919. That's even a specific name for the regulation. Wow. Okay. I'm a little nauseated. I'm a little disturbed. I can't. That's a lot. I can't imagine the I can't imagine the hell on earth that is. Oh my God. That's just so evil. That's so evil. That's hurting my heart, honestly. I mean, I can't. Wow. Okay. Quick reset. I'm trying to deal. Let me get some water. I don't have a cup. That explains a certain mustache individual. Ugh. Oh, God. We all know how well state-sponsored schools worked out in Germany. I know. It worked so well the first time around, you guys. It just worked so well. It worked so well. It was good. It was good. I don't know what the problem is. I don't get what your problem is. Like, what's wrong? Like, I don't get it. You guys are being too paranoid. You guys are being way too paranoid. You guys are being just like over the top. Being sarcastic, obviously. Oh man. Oh my God. Okay, that was brutal. How much you want to bet someone will record these exploratory sessions for educational purposes? I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. Why not? Why not? You know, Germany also like let kids go live with Edo people. They did that. They did that. Okay. My stomach hurts after reading that. That was so disturbing. Oh, that was so bad. You guys, I don't even know how we can live like this anymore. This is why we can't just keep doing this anymore. We really can't. We really can't. Palette cleanser. Where's something funny? God. Do I have something funny? Oh, here's the. Okay, so we'll move on to the lockdowns. At least that's like mildly engaging. That's. Oof. Ugh. So disgusting. Okay, so we've got. On to the next one. I love how I just like low-key traumatize myself. I'm sorry. Oh my god. We just love education over here, don't we? Don't we love state education? Okay, so getting into the new lockdowns. The new. So I saw this. I saw it's new merch. Angel Wings, it's new merch. Let's move on for the Europe. Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. So I saw this new COVID regulations tweet by James Lindsay, and you know I love James Lindsay. You know I love Carlin Boson. Can't pronounce her last name. I'm so bad. Carlin, who also talks about leftist stuff. I love Teach Him Chuck. He does great content on the whole, leftist time period. So I saw James Lindsay, and literally, like, when I see his tweets, I'm going to be a little bit honest. When I see his tweets are like, I just want to be like, like, oh, he's so hot. He just is so funny to me, and he's just so, like, in your face and, like, nice. I like it. I like his moves. Like, so he posted about the new COVID regulations, and this is how I feel about it also, is that the new COVID regulations are a test. Are we unified in our distrust of them? Will we fight each other? Are we still controllable? Will we take it, overreact? They will come in waves of escalating provocation that take more and more while making less and less sense. Which I hope you understand what he means by that. In a sense that normally with propaganda, the way they break you down psychologically is they expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, and contract. Like they don't go about it necessarily directly. They like they put the pressure down, and then they like release it a little bit and then push the pressure, and then they can move it more. It's sort of like the technique of boiling the frog, you know? That's how essentially they do it. And that way they can make it so you don't get too overwhelmed, you don't break down psychologically, but they can, control you, and they can manipulate you. And it's a really efficient tactic, honestly. It works really well. It makes it so things are a little bit more digestible. Now, the thing that I want to point out here, yes, gradual encroachment. Totally. Exactly. That's what it is. Now, the thing I want to point out here is this is all going to be a test, because there's a clip, and I'm not going to play it here because it's probably going to get flagged for like misinformation or something like that, where a certain software creator, Mr. Bill, was discussing how they didn't anticipate the response and the resistance. They didn't really think it was going to be that much of a resistance because obviously America loves to be America. America's not going to stop. America's not going to stop. And so right now they really want to see how far they can take it, if they can reuse it. And it's also an election year. So of course, bring out the strategy that worked before. Philosophy is, it's like treating your girlfriend like crap when you're just not mean, she thinks you're being nice. Exactly. It's abuse. It's definitely abuse. It's abuse. Incrementalism, exactly. Yeah, this is all it's all slowly filtering in. It's all filtering. It's slowly filtering in. It's disturbing. So they're going to do this. They're going to say, "Hey, do it," because they need to test it. I think honestly, my opinion, and this is my opinion, and I know that, it's just my opinion and I'm throwing that out there, that I feel like when they do these like pre-announcements like on Alex Jones where they're like, "Oh, they're coming back, the lockdowns are coming." I feel like that's to sort of get the temperature. I really do. I feel like that's to get the temperature, to see what's going to be the initial reaction, cuz would they really want to launch the entire campaign tomorrow and it turns out that they didn't do sufficient priming for people? No. They're not. They're not going to do that because that's going to waste their time. They don't have enough chances. They don't have enough chances for that. They're not going to have enough chances for that. So I just thought that was a really, really good take. And I feel like we need to be vigilant and we need to be steadfast as possible when it comes to these dark agendas because they're going to keep pushing it and they're not going to stop. They're just not going to stop. They have a goal. They have a very specific goal. Like, very, very specific goal. All right. So, I don't know. If you guys are prepped, I feel like it's just going to be, the canary in the coal mine. I feel like it's just going to be interesting trying to push this again. I feel like a lot of people aren't going to go with it. They're not really that scared. I mean, but what else do they have? And they're going to gradually ratchet it up because the point is that they want to throw people off for the election. They really, really do. They want to make it all about, this and that, and we're afraid of it, and all this stuff, and it's like, whatever. I'm just not looking forward to it, honestly. I'm just really not. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just like committed like massive amounts of violence. Like massive. That's just me. Okay, so let's get in target training the masses. If you understand animal training. Exactly. Yeah. We simultaneously over and underestimate these people. Ooh, I like this. Not me. Okay. We simultaneously over and underestimate these people, but their one weakness is they will always underestimate us. We just keep giving them good reason. Yeah, I agree with that because they're not that creative. They're not that special. They don't have, 91LXRS says crate training. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's totally like crate training. We can't keep overestimating these people. We can't keep underestimating them in a sense that we can't assume they wouldn't do something, like they wouldn't go there. And we also can't underestimate ourselves and just comply and think that we have no options. Obviously, we have options. If we didn't have options, it'd all be over, and we'd already have social credit. So obviously, we have option. They do these mandates and people stock up on food and ammo and the supply chain gets all screwed up again and they solve nothing. No, I think the supply chain I think the supply chain was intentional. I don't think that was necessarily people stocking up on things. I think they intentionally held things back. I honestly do. Because especially when it comes to like if we saw the baby formula, there were TikTok videos of truckers showing them destroying it. So I think it's all manufactured. 15-minute crates or cities. Yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. That's totally true. Oh, we have social credit already. It's just a soft social credit system. That's an interesting topic to explore. We should definitely explore that topic sometime, the soft social credit system. I mean, I have my carbon footprint monitored already through all my shipments. So we definitely have that in place. We have the infrastructure in place. It's just how severe are the punishments and how much can we resist? They're extremely creative, but 100% unoriginal. Yeah. I think they're unoriginal. I think they're extremely I think they have creativity. They have what they have is they know how to process data efficiently. They know how to do surveys. They know how to analyze data. They know how to streamline and move the data around. They're like AI. They come up with what they have, but we can always outsmart them if we just go ahead and don't go in the box. Oh wow. One point. You cannot use any government site without Google Chrome, and we all know Google gives all your data to the government. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, they're definitely limiting us in a lot of ways. Hello, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. They're definitely controlling us. It's definitely a soft social credit. Definitely a soft social credit. Last COVID scare, Michigan was trying to make it difficult as possible just to buy seeds to grow your own food. Yeah, and then they elected the same governor again. Like how retarded. Oh my god. Human beings really just love their control. They love being controlled, don't they? They really do. They really really do. So yeah, I think definitely a discussion on the soft social credit would be a really good idea because there's so much around the soft social credit that we need to get into. So switching topics. Switching topics. So I don't know if I should do like a full breakdown of the debate or do a full breakdown of like the Trump Tucker episode. I don't know. You can let me know if you think that would be a good idea. You can put it in the comments or whatever. But just snagged a few clips from the Tucker with Trump and from the debate around your favorite king, Vivek, especially. Oh, Soren says some human beings love being controlled. Yes, very true. Some do. Some of us really abhor it. But overall, I thought I would grab those clips and take a look. Niggling? Oh, thanks, Jericho Green. Oh my god. Oh my god. These comments are driving me crazy. You guys are so funny. You don't even have to think about it. Some people just live low effort and listen to what they say. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I mean, that's what people like to do. They like being passive. They like being low effort. They like going with the flow and not having to necessarily think for themselves. It's a sick, sad world. Sick, sad world. Okay, so I'm going to just play the first clip that I have, just giving an overall objective, like glance at the whole debate. Okay, so I thought this was really funny. This is a tweet. Debate thoughts. Ron, submissive, breedable, sweaty, on the verge. Oops. On the verge of mental breakdown, just needs a little push, and I believe he will get a Joker moment. I would love, okay, who would love to see a Ron DeSantis Joker moment? I'd love it. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. I think it would be so funny. I think it would be so funny. He's like stressed out. Okay, he's stressed. Vivek, high energy, created in a test tube to be outsider. Outsider with a capital O. Annoyed everyone on the stage. Good. Basically me if I were a libot. a lulbert. What is a lulbert GOP candidate? Just like a trolling GOP candidate? Scary. Probably going to be Trump's VP. I could see that happening, but I feel like Trump could definitely keep him in check. Oh yeah, this I could definitely tell this was from a leftist. But I don't care. But I'd like to show different perspectives, because honestly, I agree with a lot of these perspectives. Like Ron was definitely on the edge of mental breakdown a lot of the times. He was like, he's stressed. Christy, catty as hell. Told Pence to hold his earrings and dragged Vivek by his weave, was leaning on the podium to support his mask. I love how people drag Chris Christie. I love it. I love it. I would like him just for that. I'm like more of that. Pence, time traveled from the 1980s. Totally true. Haley, woman. The two other guys, forgettable. Burgum, unstoppable force, an unmovable object, a threat. The CIA failed to take him out with Achilles' heel, tear gun. Can you feel the Burgum? I like it. I like the overall energy of that. Shoehead is funny, but she's a total wacko. Yeah, she definitely seems like a total wacko. Chris Christie sounds like a mess. He's disgusting. Oh, you can see the stress based on how his before and after from 6 months ago. Yeah. No, I agree. No, I totally agree. I need to remember to press that publish. I totally agree. He's not doing too well. He's not doing too well. He's not doing the greatest. Let's just say that. Like, he's not doing the greatest. Okay, so let's look at this clip from Anomaly and his little clip of the Tucker episode and some of his commentary, because I want to like piggyback off of his commentary a little bit. So I'm going to play this. I hope you guys know who Anomaly is.
Had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody. But there are those people. There are many people. I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
I think so?
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it,
I hear.
I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah,
and
he was.
Why?
He was certainly. It wasn't. And a case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you a case could be made either way. But it certainly wasn't the most well-run place.
So the reason I'm asking you is I'm looking at the trajectory since 2015.
I know people don't want to hear this, but to me, it's just all theater. Donald Trump clearly doesn't want to talk about it, pushes the status quo narrative about it, tried to change the subjects pretty quickly. And I don't think DeSantis wants to talk about it. I don't think RFK Jr. wants to talk about it. Definitely Biden doesn't want to talk about it. And Trump doesn't seem to want to talk about it. So if they're not even interested in getting to the bottom of the Jeffrey Epstein situation, then clearly some people and some things are above these people's pay grade. And I can't help but notice that Fox News and Tucker Carlson didn't spend much time, if any at all, on the 2020, 2021, and 2022 medical tyranny takeover of America, which imploded the economy, changed elections perhaps for the next decade or forever, led to trillions of dollars of money printing, printing, tens of billions of dollars to vaccine socialism, a loss of freedom and liberty like I've never seen in my lifetime, somehow the Republican influencer atmosphere and the media complex is trying to gaslight voters into thinking that that wasn't a big deal, that it's not going to come back, that it won't happen again, and that their party are the innocent victims. So I guess that's our party now.
And look, I guess in a certain way, I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one that pushed it.
And his little lapdog pharmacy CEO mastered the art of telling everybody what they want to hear, similar to how it seems like he made his money, hyping up this company, raising massive amounts of money going public, and eventually making money as the Alzheimer's drug failed and the company rapidly lost value. So I'm not shocked that he's good at telling people what they want to hear, whether it's authentic or not. Seems like that's how the right-wing Barack Obama rose the ranks in one of the most corrupt industries in America, the pharmaceutical industry. That's my opinion. I'll be back soon with higher quality.
All right. Okay, so basically, he's giving the whole thing that, everybody was involved. People were pretty complacent in it. For me personally, and this is me personally, again, I'm not trying to stir anybody up, but honestly, I would have released the jab myself. If it was either shut down the economy forever or release the jab, I would release the jab. Mandate free, but I would have released the jab because they were talking about shutting down for 5 years. That was the original goal. For 3 to 5 years, they were going to shut down the economy completely. Because, they had to break everything down for certain, they had to keep people safe. Sorry. They had to keep people safe. It's on YouTube. So I don't hate Trump for releasing it, but in his narrative, he's essentially saying everybody's in on it, everybody's evil, everybody's corrupt, okay, we get it. At the same time, all because he was a known traveler to the island? Oh. They have to break individualism. At the same time, I don't like the sort of oh, woe is me, everybody's corrupt sort of thing. I don't like that. Because you see a lot of either, the conservative commentators at this point are just TikTok reaction influencers, the majority of them. Or they're just talking shit on Taylor Swift or just random stupid stuff. Or maybe, interviewing pimps. But I think that this whole, oh, everybody's corrupt, that's not really the solution either. Because you need to do something. It's sort of like a safe confirmation bias, knowing, oh, they're all corrupt, so that's the problem. Someone brought, open by Easter is way different than 3 to 5 years. Exactly. And that's the thing that people forget, and I remember very, very, very well, is that Trump literally told people this could all be over. And what did they say? They said, no, this can't be over. You're trying to kill us all. You're trying to get us all, unalive us. You're going to, cause... And if you remember the projections, they said, 1 million people were going to be done. They said they're 100,000 plus Americans had already, been unalived. You remember the CNN counters? They had every day the numbers of the infected and the counts of the spread and the amount of people who left. I just can't see any other way forward. If they said, no, we're going to go along with it. I mean, he literally said, we can end this. This is going to all be over. Just let's end this. And they were like, no. So what are you going to do? What can you do for that? What can you say to something like that? I just don't know what the response would be or how you can move forward. I think Trump is just more nationalistic, which I'd rather than global communist. Yeah, I'd rather have someone who's nationalistic, wants to protect the country, wants to have, energy independence, hello, wants to have jobs for Americans, not just the elite Americans or the elite immigrants who come in, and wants to have a safe community. I don't understand what's so wrong with that. I mean, he literally didn't start any wars and brokered peace in the Middle East. Like, what? And I cannot understand that. Like, I cannot understand why it's like this visceral hatred, other than the fact that literally the propaganda has worked on both conservatives and the left. I think that's what it is. I really, really do. Because of all the things that he did were good, I feel like it just far outweighed any of the bad. I mean, there was going to be bad regardless. And we don't even take into account the bureaucrats who specifically sabotaged and recorded themselves talking about how they're going to sabotage. So, I don't know. It's bizarre to me how they can dislike him. Fear makes you make really bad decisions. Exactly. The right doesn't have enough ground level organized activism like the left does. That's the big issue. It's literally the main issue. It is. It's literally the main issue. The right refuses to engage with people at the ground level because they're too busy. They're too busy. They don't need to do that. That's beneath them. They told them, oh, those people are just crazy and stupid. It's very this elitist sort of mentality of, I don't have to do that. I don't have to get my hands dirty. I don't have to go at the ground level. I don't have to deal with these people. I should just tell them like it is. And if they take it, they take it. If they don't, they're lost and hopeless. It's necessary. If you see your people in the world, and this is where, the left really wins, is if you see people are suffering, you need to offer them something. You can't just tell them they're bad. People are legitimately ignorant. They're legitimately not healthy through a myriad of means. Like, let me not even get started on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. The food we eat, the air, the water, the medications we take as Americans, people are legitimately not healthy. And because, Republicans are just so, we're smart, we're disciplined, we're logical. They don't want to take into account any of those humanistic things. They don't want to take into account all those, the humanities, the arts, the science, like the arts, the stories and imagery. They don't want to build that. They don't want to create this culture. They don't want to create culture. Because they don't want to deal with it. They just want to do what they want to do and be superior and be right. And that's been their tactic. Collect money. But it's not working out anymore because you can't just insulate yourself from this dark agenda anymore. So now they have to get out there. The right also can't align their separate ideological positions with their shared end goal. Exactly. They can't, because you have to like everything about a person. They have to be 100% right. They can't work together to defeat a common enemy. That's not possible. And fear-mongering is the beginning of mass formation. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, instead of ground game, a lot of the right is busy financing used Ford Raptors and planning boat parades versus huffing their election game. Well, don't you know? Oh, it's corrupt. Don't vote. Don't vote, bro. Just don't vote. Don't vote, bro. Like, it's all corrupt. Don't vote. It's ridiculous. It's just so frustrating to me. It's so frustrating. And they just keep doing it, and it's just a failed strategy in so many ways, and they just don't want to stop. They don't want to stop. They don't want to stop. Oh, have a good night. Oh, man. I think I saved, there was a comment. Oh, okay. I'm going to come back to that when I get back to the topic. But it's just no. It's just no for me. just no. I can't do it. I can't do it. We need to see a president, we need to see a nation that's strong and ready for reality of the situation, ready to take on the enemy and the way that it needs to be taken on. Do you get what I'm saying? We can't just continue to project and say, oh, they're crazy or they're stupid. No, they're sick and people are not healthy and they're genuinely ignorant. Like they're genuinely ignorant. And we can't just keep pretending. We can't just keep pretending that people are, they don't need help. And the left comes in and they're like, oh, we can help you. We can help you stay a victim for the rest of your life. And then the right is like, oh, pick yourself up from your bootstraps. Why don't you just figure it out, get a loan from your dad or something. And it's like, dude, what reality are you living in? Evil wins when good people fail to act. Exactly. And that's what's happened. That's what's happened for all these years. That's why I don't feel so like angry all the time. Like, oh, this is so unfair. This is so messed up. How is this happening? Because literally this is what they've created. Oh, Julius in the house. Hey, what's up? This is what people have created. They've created this immoral, disgusting reality, and it's up to us to not keep perpetuating it if we want to live in a good world. There's no mistakes. This is where it is. But when I see people like the anomaly clip talking about, oh, it's all bad, it's all this and that, and it's like, okay, that's great that you figured that out. So now what are you going to do about it? Like, where's the next step? Like, what's the next step? Like, are you going to go talk to your cousin? Are you going to talk to your dad? Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to go talk at a school board meeting? Like, what is the next step? We can't just keep circling the drain and be like, oh, I figured it out, man. Oh, it's corrupt. Oh, it's corrupt. It's like, okay. Yeah, it's corrupt. Now what? Please. Let's move on to the next step. But hopefully that's what I'm going to try to provide on this platform. The next steps. We understand things are corrupt. We want to understand the dynamics, the tactics, and we want to understand how we can start to counter these things. Even the smallest amount will make an impact, because at the very least, us making a very firm decision that this is not what we want, we're going to oppose it, and we're going to take action about that. I feel like that is better than just simply, sitting around gawking. At least if, things do go down, you can say, hey, I fought back. I didn't just, fall on my knees. I mean, honestly, like, I'm being serious. I'm being very, very serious. Okay.
And by the way, I want to say officially for the press, it's about 110 degrees in this room.
Look how this propaganda
Nice
works.
job with the air conditioning, whoever. But you know what the press will say? You know what they'll say? Trump didn't look well. He was extremely wet. It's 104 or 5 degrees in this room. But we're okay with it, right?
There's new reporting this morning on a secret memo. No.
I mean, I'm sweating. No, I'm just saying I'm sweating that much. Do you think he's...
In a million different ways,
healthy?
I don't think he's
you
well.
You think he's unhealthy? Yeah, you just don't... I mean, Marco Rubio didn't sweat that much.
Correct.
Ron DeSantis doesn't sweat that much.
Anyhow.
That was a lot of sweat.
That's crazy. You can just clock it.
Officially for the press, it's about 110 degrees in this room. Nice job with the air conditioning, whoever. But you know what the press will say? You know what they'll say? Trump didn't look well. He was extremely wet. It's 104 or 5 degrees in this room. But we're okay with it, right?
There's new reporting this morning on a secret memo. No.
I mean, I'm sweating. No, I'm just saying I'm sweating that much. Do you think he's...
In a million different ways,
healthy?
I don't think he's
you
well.
You think he's unhealthy? Yeah, you just don't... I mean, Marco Rubio didn't sweat that much.
Correct.
Ron DeSantis doesn't sweat that much.
Like, you can see how they manipulate things so blatantly. It's just... We have to get out of this basic level of reaction. Soren says, yes, bro. People sweat as a mechanism to cool themselves. Welcome to planet Earth. I know, it's so concerning. He was sweating. Oh my God. Oh. Clutch your pearls. The man was sweating like in 104 degrees. But of course they didn't give that context. Like, no, of course they're not. They're not going to do that. That would be so like, that would just be too, giving him too much. Okay, so let's move on.
Fascists and communists are a lot more similar than they would have you believe.
Oh, this was a good clip. I wanted to talk about this. Let's move on to some of the other candidates, just to give you some context around these people. Because this is what we're dealing with. Like, we're dealing with, like, just like, what? It's like, are you serious? These are the people who we're trying to elect to run the country. This is the best we can do out of everyone. It's like, what? I wouldn't, no, I don't want it. Okay, so this is Nikki Haley just talking, and I don't know much about her, but I'm just like, what is going on?
Minority. I am a minority first, so I think I'm as diverse as it gets. But I think minorities are smart. Minorities don't vote for people because of the color of their skin. They vote for people because they're going to lift them up, because they're going to take care of them and not take care of just a select few. That's what minorities want. That's how I won them in South Carolina. That's how I win them as president.
Governor Haley on Friday.
Minority. I am a minority first, so I think I'm as diverse as it gets. But I think minorities are smart. Minorities don't vote for people because of the color of their skin. They vote for people because they're going to lift them up, because they're going to take care of them and not take care of just a select few. That's what minorities want. That's how I won them in South Carolina. That's how I win them as president.
Governor Haley on Friday.
Please make it make sense. Like, these are the candidates. This is the best we can do. Minority. I'm a minority. Minorities are we're so smart. Oh, we can jump and we can dance and we can sing and do all. Like, what is this sort of, it's so demeaning and it's so degrading. We have this great nation and we have a bunch of idiots just running around. So here's, I want to show a clip of also Informed with Anthony was talking about his hot take on the debate.
Outside of Donald Trump, if you just listen to yesterday's presidential debate, it's essentially 2012 GOP. There's nothing new about any of these candidates. Nikki Haley talking about undying support to Israel and how we need to continue to send foreign money. Every single candidate kept their hands lowered when they were asked if they would vow to stop sending money over to Ukraine. Every candidate, including Ron DeSantis, that they would continue to send money over to Ukraine. Again, foreign policy matters. It's just the same old. This is what a lot of people can appreciate what Ron DeSantis has done at the state level. I'm not even calling the guy any names. I respect what he has done. I have a lot of California friends.
Okay. So basically, he was just saying, like, Informed with Anthony was pointing out that it's just like the same old. Like, what's happening? Nothing. It's gross. Like, it's old. It's just boring. Soren says, she's just like the Latina chick playing Snow White, where she's a Latina now, but if you look her up, she's half Polish. Give me a break. I know. Literally, that was oh my God. Literally, when I read that about her, the fact she's half Polish, I rolled my eyes. I just was like, I can't deal with these people. So, okay. Eric asked about Vivek. So Vivek is like a charming man. The more I learn about Vivek, the more I'm just growing and growing in suspicion. So I like that now, I want to say, with Vivek, I agree with 90% of what he says. I really, really do. But, now this is the but. This is the but. I'm very concerned about the fact that his talking points are just, they seem very data mined. They're almost too perfect. And I really, really agree with the idea of him being the Republican Obama. He's the smooth talking, he's the nice one, he's articulate and charming and engaging and all of these great things. But it's just like when you see him, you know, it's sort of like, what is he doing? Like, who is this person? Is he a person or is he just...
Let us be honest as Republicans. I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this.
I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage?
Of a skinny kid with a funny name.
He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking how everybody's joking now.
So loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how everybody's choking now.
Oh, I can't play this clip. Jeez. But do you see this? Cringe. Yeah. Christie called him Chat GPT. Yeah, he's like a chatbot. It's like he has these pre-programmed, he has these pre-programmed responses, perfect, points, like exactly what you want to hear, exactly what you want to see, everything. And it's just like, really? Yeah, the YouTube police are on the way. Really? Really, Vivek? Really? Is that really how you feel? Tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel. Because I just feel like it's too formulaic. And then when I see things like this, like, I'm going to blow this up. Hold on. When I see things like this, let me move over. I like how people are getting offended by, well, Vivek, well said, George Soros. I consider Mr. Xi the most dangerous enemy of open societies in the world. What points? Whose points are he trying to? What points is he trying to gain? Like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Why? What does he gain from that? No. And then this stuff, where I just saw this one, his tweet, about calling for masks for every American, and Vivek was like, my policy views don't often align with Bernie, but this strikes me as a sensible idea. The cost of a tiny fraction of other less compelling federal expenditures on COVID-19. They should have picked someone from the political right as a co-author to show consensus. Oh yeah, just play the little game. Play the little game. Pitch it and play the game. It's like, piss off. Like, no. Oh, and the thing is with Vivek, I've met his type before. They're very much the like tech bro type where everything is BS coming out of their mouth and they're constantly pitching stuff. So they're just like constantly BSing everybody and just constantly like showing how cool and great and all. And they're just, they're so on it. Like they got it. They figured it out. They're the smartest guy in the room. And it's just, I can't back that. I can't back that type of person. And the fact that every single one of his talking points is just so brutally just like, ugh. It's It's like, shut up. Oh, we want freedom. We want this. We want that. Oh. It's like, stop. I'm the outsider. You're not the outsider. Please stop. Just shut up. I can't. And then when I saw this, I was just like, what the hell? Like when I literally saw this, I was just like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Because honestly, you know, people can easily call you racist for not supporting him. Because, oh, you just don't like him because he's Indian. It's like, no. Thanks. It's almost as fishy as Layla having only 50 people watching despite having 6K subscribers. Oh my God. CEO motivational speeches are just the worst. YouTube loves to shadow ban people once they start talking remotely about global. I know, I probably am. But when I saw this, I was just like, are you serious? Like, Ramaswamy Datavant kicks off efforts to create a data repository for U.S. coronavirus patients. Forget Zoom healthcare and software premises. So he wanted to create a medical data repository. Basically, he said for research. But essentially, it's to have control of people's like health data. It's like, and it's, you're not going to be informed of your participation. You just will participate. It's not like an opt-in thing. They're just, it's supposed to be anonymous. It's all this. Where's the article? I had the article on it. But I just was like, what? Why is he making that? Why is that necessary? But he's so pro-freedom. Please. It's just like so annoying. I'm just so tired of him, honestly. It's no. And it's like it's bizarre to me. Like he was making fun of Trump in his book around how Trump was complaining about election corruption. It's like, why is that a bad thing to talk about? If you think there is, why shouldn't you? That makes no sense to me. So it's like, oh, he's such an outsider. He's such an outsider. Like, no. Where's the original article that I had? So much stuff. But it's very clear to me that this is not, it's not it. It's really not it for me. I do not agree with this whole agenda, this guy. And I'm glad that other people are getting it now. Because at first it was like the fact that all the global leaders in these countries in the UK, or all the leaders in the countries in the UK are a certain demographic, and now him, it's just like the soft POC situation is just, okay, no. It seems forced, and I don't like things that seem forced. I like things to be natural and organic. And if it's not, then why are they doing this? I have to question. I have to ask that. Like, here is this one. His company pitched governments on effort to install universal COVID patient record surveillance database. Like, this is your king? Before rebranding as a warrior for free speech and passionate crusader for privacy rights, he worked on creating a database to track you and your medical data. Yeah, that's the other one. So pro-freedom, he doesn't want young adults to vote. I know. What kind of strategy is that? It's like, oh, let's stop young Americans from engaging in civics and engaging in their politics, but let's make sure we import as many quality, smart, good immigrants as possible. But we'll let them vote because they passed a test. No. I'm not for that. Lick his own eyebrows. And it's just no. Vivek seems like the type of candidate designed in a CA laboratory. Exactly. And the whole Soros connection. And it's just like, please, come on. Let's just stop. Let's stop here. And it's funny, I got some really interesting comments from people. Oh, here's another one. When you watch him, remember that nothing is spontaneous like his campaign or happens by accident. Exactly. He tries to pretend like, oh, I'm just saying what I feel. Like, bro, no, you're not. No, it's not. That's not the vibe that you're giving off. You're giving off the very coordinated, strategic vibe. I thought this was another good article. Basically, the energetic tech bro and GOP presidential candidate once made the government an offer that shockingly it absolutely refused: a universal COVID patient record surveillance database, according to Jordan Strassel report from June that I stumbled across. Therefore, rebranding before rebranding as a warrior for freedom. Newly announced presidential candidate was pitched the U.S. would government would install the centralized database of private medical data. So awesome. That's really free, privacy, all that stuff. I feel it in my bones. Yeah, so I saw, so I had some interesting comments around this, and it was interesting because it gave me a sense of seeing how people responded to, because I look at all the comments I get on Instagram. I look at everybody's feedback and comments, like messages, and try to understand, okay, what does this mean? How does this work? Like how are people interpreting things? And one of the comments I got was related to this one. I'm going to share. Okay, let me post this one. This is funny. Let me mark their names out. Here we go. I thought this is just like, I was just, some people, this is why you have to get feedback and you have to talk to people and you have to try to understand their perspective, because if you don't, you're just going to make assumptions about things and you'll never grow and you'll never learn deeply. So this person says, propagandists usually don't provide in detail how they plan to accomplish their goal. They speak in easily digestible sound bites, stuff you can put on a poster. That's not this. I've been working in politics and campaigns likely longer than you've been alive. This guy is so far the genuine article. He's saying a lot of things that would torpedo another candidate's chances, and it's because rather than just spouting the usual campaign propaganda, he lays out the thought process behind it and constitutional authority for it. Huh. Hope and change. Yeah, no. I was like, excuse me? What rule book are you reading that you think somehow you can't elaborate on things that it's not propaganda? Like, I don't get what. This is how far off people are. And it's always shocking to me. And I'm just like, how did you come to this conclusion? You can definitely lay out a very detailed plan and it's still propaganda. I mean, he literally is a chatbot. He's just like talking point. But I think it's a fraud. I think it's totally fake. And it just seems convenient, like very controlled opposition sort of thing. I mean, why? Like, it's like, why? Very funny. Well, obviously we know that that's not how it works. It works in a lot of ways. Oh, no. It works in a lot of ways, but that's not how it works. The hope and change slogan was really good, but you can have, like, detailed articulated responses. It's just that most people keep their lies very simple and they keep things very simple to repeat it. But he's very good at pitching things constantly. He's good at being able to like repeat the same pitch over and over and over and over and over again, and convince and impress and do all of that. So for him, it's not a problem. That's not a problem. And we have to remember the pharmaceutical industry is very cutthroat, very corrupt. Like, are you trying to pretend that it's just this like nice place where people get along and they don't do anything that's like at all shady? Really? No. So it's not difficult for him. Like, he's super articulate. He can do it. And respond to anything. And all you have to do is just be confident about it. This is the other comment. Vivek is a strange one. I ostensibly agree with a decent portion of his arguments, but he's giving off, I'll tell you exactly what you want to hear until I get what I want vibes. Another thing he has in common with Obama. If nothing else, though, I appreciate his Raytheon Lockheed Martin jab at Nikki. So I can't really play that whole debate because Fox won't let you do it. So I only am just going to give little clips. But I totally agree. No, I totally agree. It's just I'll tell you what you want to hear. And I know what you want to hear because I've data mined it all. I know he's talked about getting rid of 3-letter agencies. Like, now he's getting rid of like the CIA and the FBI. Like, what? Please. No. Well, he plans for external policy are pretty intense, but before I believe anything, I want to see proof that work in politics for longer than you've been alive. I know. He reminds me of a salesman. I mean, he is a salesman. He's a salesman. Of course, he's going to remind you of that. He's constantly pitching. The thing is, I've been around these sort of tech guys. They're constantly pitching. They're constantly like, bro, yeah, here's my plan. Here's my idea. This is my vision. This is my vision. They're it's so easy for them to articulate and tell a story. It's not difficult. They do it all the time, constantly. You can literally read. There's a thing on the SEC website where it's like his entire pitch is transcribed and you can hear him telling the story of what he wants to build and do. This is not difficult. Oh, I want to get Taiwan and, chip independence manufacturing. Okay. He's thought it through. Congratulations. That's amazing. Oh, you also want to import massive amount of people who are good and smart. Yeah, that part too. Who are better than the dumb Americans. This is a good point. Well, I know it's hard to know, but most of Vivek's talking points can be found out if you simply listen to Steven Crowder. Like, his internal politics are not even that uncommon. Exactly. Like, it's easy to data mine. It's easy to figure out, okay, what they're going to like. Oh, yes, this is very clear. They tried to go against the masses. Now they're trying to trick people with a new alternative outsider politician. I'm sure he's got some big pharma connections. He is big pharma. He works in big pharma. That's where he made his money. This literally is the big pharma person. And it's just so bizarre to me to see, like, all of these people who are anti-big pharma are just literally going to hire the guy who is pharma exec. Like, no. Let me tell you about my startup. Exactly. We're going to revolutionize this and that. We're going to do this. We're going to reimagine and all this. Okay. Instinct says I'm not buying. Yeah, exactly. No. He's an outsider. He's so outside. He's so original and outside. Okay. All right. But yeah, so I think that's an interesting perspective. At least that's my initial impressions. And I'm glad that people are starting to pick this up. I really, really am. Layla, who was flaming you about your Vivek take? Oh, just people in general. He pitches the idea, but others have to do the work to get it done. He pitches the idea, but other people have to do the work to get it done. And when it doesn't get done, it's the other people's fault. Sound familiar? Yeah. No, exactly. And in the startup world, they're notoriously known for that. They're known for making these huge promises, not delivering. That's like common practice. I'm sorry. No. It's a no for me. It's a no for me, dog. Maybe in a couple years. And also let's circle back around. Because it's just like, oh, you don't want this Indian guy to be the president. Like, oh, you're racist. Which is also convenient why they choose these types of people. What about V.A. Shiva? You remember him? Shiva? The guy who actually sued the government, the guy who actually went against the deep state and actually fought to expose the whole Twitter backdoor censorship thing before, they released the Twitter files. The guy who actually has made progress and tries to do grassroots stuff. Like, what about him? If they wanted an outsider, why didn't they choose Shiva? Why didn't they choose him? Oh, I don't give a crap what his melanin quote in it. I know, but they choose the people to try to it's the soft POC. It's the nice integrated POC. They try to make it, because if you criticize, then it's like, oh, it's racism. But yeah, Shiva. Do I have a clip of his? He's a great guy. I would totally vote for him. I mean, honestly, V.A. Shiva is very brilliant. He's no nonsense. He's sued. He's already produced. He's shown that he'll put in the work. So I don't understand why you have to find this dude who's already a Soros fellow. What? And then we're supposed to pretend, oh yeah, he's such an outsider. Oh yeah, he's going against the grain by working at a company. By creating a pharmaceutical company. Okay. Yeah, he's such an outsider. He's so against it. I'm sure he just walks to the beat of his own drum. Yeah, his vibe is trash. Just like Obama. I mean, when you're watching and listening to him, it's like, oh my God, wow, he's so brilliant. And he is. But it doesn't pass the test. It's not. No. Here's Shiva. I'm going to show you guys who he is. So this is a guy who is really an outsider who would have been way better as a candidate.
One issue. It's a result of a whole bunch of interconnected policies. It's a result, Chris, and everyone listening, and to the American people out there, right? This is a result of not any one issue. It's a result of a whole bunch of interconnected policies.
So he's talking about
it's a systems problem. You're looking at a systems scientist. I look at problems and I try to see the interconnections among things to find the real truth. And what you find is Republican and Democrat, Republican and Democrat, Republican and Democrat, Republican and Democrat, Republican, Democrat, for the last 60 to 70 years have colluded together to create policies to destroy your health. Let's take very recently, 2020, lockdowns. Lockdowns were supported by Booby effing Kennedy Jr., a Democrat. They were supported by Trump. They were supported by Fauci. They were supported by both wings of the establishment. In 2020, I was the only person, the only scientist in the world, the only candidate on that stage who not only spoke up vociferously against lockdowns, but led massive demonstrations across the country against them. Why? Because I know the policy of lockdowns affects oxidative stress in your body, will create inflammation in your body, will affect mitochondrial respiration. You see what I'm saying? Lockdowns, why do I say that? Because when you lock down someone, they get depressed. Depression leads to all these ailments in your body. Depression leads to people taking antidepressants, which leads to destruction of the immune system. Okay? Lockdowns fundamentally, you don't get enough vitamin D. Well, vitamin D from the sun is critical to immune health. So think about what I just said. This singular policy of lockdowns.
So as you can see, there's real outsiders that are Indian that you can pick if that's like what you want so bad. But they didn't pick him. So yeah, I question everything. And a lot of people don't like it, but oh well, I don't really care. It's just what it is. So this has been a great stream, and I'm glad we were able to do this. I cannot wait to continue these conversations. I have lots of content that I'm editing, putting together. So definitely share this video with anyone who needs some help getting out of the matrix. No, but anyway, make sure to share the video and like the video, and definitely subscribe to the channel. That would be a good idea, because we're going to get into a lot of very dense topics, very interesting topics. So I'm going to jump off of here, and I hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you very soon. Monday is the next live stream. All right, talk to you later.